On this week's special edition of Rambler Sports Locker, men's and women's basketball bring in holiday cheer with big wins.
Also, RSL reporters Amelia Villhauer and Erica Weckle look back on holiday sports tradition.
All this and more coming up next.
Welcome back to a very merry episode of Rambler Sports Locker. I'm RSL reporter Abbey Sileo.
And I'm RSL reporter Gabbi Lumma. We all know this time of year as the season of giving, and Chicago sports teams are giving back in big ways. RSL reporter Victoria Williams has more on the Bears' holiday charity work.
Many sports organizations seek to give back during the holidays, and the Chicago Bears are no exception. Bears Care, the charitable arm of the team, is kicking off the holiday season in a tremendous way. The charity became a 501c3 organization in 2005 and since then has issued more than $21.5 million to over 100 groups. This holiday season, the Bears are awarding $50,000 in grants to Back of the Yards High School in Chicago and Thornton Township High School in Harvey. The grants are part of an annual program that specifically goes towards athletic training equipment that will support the health and safety of student athletes. Bears head athletic trainer Andre Tucker delivered the news to schools in a virtual video. More than 70 schools applied for the latest round of Bears Care grants. Recipients were voted on by an impartial internal Bears committee. What an incredible moment for the Chicago Bears and the high school selected. From all of us, have a safe and happy holiday season. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm RSL reporter Victoria Williams.
Thanks, Victoria.
As the season of giving, it's about that time to start gift shopping if you haven't already. Here with the top gifts to give the sports fans in your life is RSL reporter Chloe Morrissey.
As we gear up for the holidays, choosing the perfect present for a loved one can become a stressful task. Luckily, I've compiled a list of gifts ranging from many different sports to help make holiday shopping easier this year. Here are my top picks on what to get the sports fan in your life this holiday season. If you are shopping for a golfer, a new golf bag is always a great place to start. There are various brands, such as Titleist, TaylorMade, and Sun Mountain, that all have a variety of styles to best suit your golfer. Golf balls, tees, and head covers are always great for stocking stuffers, and you can personalize each item if you'd like. As we are in the midst of football season, team merch is always a great idea. Team hoodies, t-shirts, sweatpants, and hats are always a good choice. If you are looking for team merch that doesn't include apparel, coffee mugs, blankets, and posters might just do the trick. Sports fans love being immersed in the game, so a sports video game is also a great gift choice. There is a video game for just about every sport, including MLB, Madden NFL, UFC, PGA Tour, NASCAR, and FIFA, and the list goes on. Depending on the sport you are shopping for, there is a video game option for everyone. If you are shopping for an athlete, new gear is always a perfect gift option. To combat sore muscles, the Theragun massager could be the perfect choice. Equipment tailored to the athlete's sport is also a good gift choice, such as baseball bats, cleats, or a football. These gifts should be enough to satisfy any sports fanatic, but always remember the most important part of the holidays, spending time with loved ones. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Chloe Morrissey, and happy holidays.
Thanks, Chloe.
We are far from the only ones getting dressed up for the holidays. The NBA is set to host 5 games on Christmas Day. In past years, the league created special edition jerseys for players to wear during these games. Here to tell you more about this tradition is RSL reporter Amelia Villhauer.
Happy holidays, Ramblers! The NBA is known for having games on Christmas Day, but did you know the players used to wear special edition jerseys for the games? Adidas was responsible for these jerseys that commemorate the holiday tradition starting in 2012. Let's look back at the designs created throughout the years. For the first ever Christmas jersey, Adidas went for a simple look and definitely played it safe by choosing to do a solid color design and white bordered numbers. Because it was the first in the tradition, it seems like the designers were still trying to figure out a style. The following year, Adidas heard the criticism and tried switching it up by giving the players sleeved jerseys. But people still weren't happy, with many took to Twitter saying the jerseys looked like pajamas. Meanwhile, ESPN sideline reporter Harry Lyles Jr. and sports writer Zito Madu said that they really liked the look and how different it was. In 2014, they switched it up by putting first names on the back of the jerseys underneath the number instead of their last. Many fans liked the inclusion of the first name that year because, as writer Madu put it, quote, "We know LeBron James as LeBron anyways, not James," end quote. The next year, it seems that Adidas got a little boring by just putting the team name in a festive font and doing a solid white siding, especially after trying such new things the past 2 years. It seems that they just got a little lazy for 2015. And to finish it off, 2016 was a real disappointment because it seems that Adidas couldn't come up with any more original ideas, as the fans were let down by just getting another year of festive font. A real bummer to end on, to tell the truth. And that's all the designs, folks. Unfortunately, the tradition died when NBA switched from Adidas to Nike back during the 2017-18 season, and no more Christmas jerseys to be seen after that. Left fans and players extremely upset with the loss and hopeful that maybe this is the Christmas for its return. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Amelia Villhauer.
Thanks, Amelia.
With Christmas Day sports approaching, memories of our favorite games come back as well. Here to tell you about the top sports moments on Christmas Day is RSL reporter Erica Weckle.
Christmas in sports have a long history, and I'm here to give you the most memorable sports moments that have occurred on the jolliest day of the year. Here are my top 4. Coming in at number 4 is the Christmas Day match between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins. Occurring in 1971, the match was the first Christmas Day games that the NFL held. While families across the nation were sitting down to eat Christmas dinner, the NFL kicked off a match that would turn out to be longer than Santa's naughty list. This game ended up having 2 overtimes, more than 5.5 quarters, and was a total of 82 minutes and 40 seconds in length. Fans were so upset with the marathon match, it's reportedly the reason the NFL didn't schedule another game on December 25th until 1989. All this game was missing was a partridge in a pear tree. Coming in at number 3 is the NHL's final Christmas games. Starting in 1919, the NHL held Christmas Day games for over half a century until 1971. In 1973, the NHL established a mandate that prohibits the scheduling of games on Christmas. Today, we now have the roster fees that prohibits transaction between December 19th and the 27th. This was done to help families stay together during the holidays. Before then, 6 memorable games ended in a final face-off between the California Seals and the LA Kings, which the Seals won 3-1. Sounds like the Seals really decked those halls. Coming in at number 2 is the NBA's Christmas Day match of 2004. The Heat versus the Lakers was historic for 2 reasons. 1, it was Shaquille O'Neal's first game back in Los Angeles after his infamous trade to the Heat. And 2, the game served as an incredible show of talent from both teams at the height of their powers on the court. In the end, Miami squeaked out an overtime win of 104-102 win. Miami really stepped into Christmas and gave the fans a Yuletide show. Coming in at number 1 is the Christmas truce match of World War I. This match was allegedly started by German troops who had the idea to wish their British counterparts a Merry Christmas. Eventually, troops began mingling and started kicking around a soccer ball. Reportedly, the British troops defeated the Germans 3-2. One captain reportedly said, quote, "It was one of the most curious Christmas days we are ever likely to see," end quote. The match really showed what Christmas meant to the troops. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Erica Weckle.
Thanks, Erica.
In Loyola news, the men's basketball team defeated the Roosevelt Lakers 88-49 to complete their sweep of Chicago's sports teams on Tuesday night. Senior forward Ryan Schwieger led the Ramblers with 15 points, with graduate shooting guard Tate Hall right behind him with 14. The Ramblers are now on a 4-game winning streak, with this being their 28th straight win at Gentile Arena. Next, they will face the Vanderbilt Commodores in Nashville, Tennessee on Friday, December 10th at 7 p.m.
The next night, the women's basketball team played against Eastern Illinois in Gentile Arena, where they won 58-48. Here to break down the win for us are RSL reporters Kihmm and Chloe Morrissey.
It was a close game tonight for the Loyola Ramblers, as they were able to beat the Eastern Illinois Panthers 58-48. Both teams had a slow start to the game, with each team moving the ball around throughout each possession. The Panthers took the first lead of the game, doing well in their first few possessions, followed by Sam Gallinopoulos, putting them on the board for 5 points in the first quarter and going 2-2 on their shots. There were multiple lead changes throughout the game, with both teams batting it out back and forth with shot clock violations and steals. Allison Day had a few good rebounds, along with Julia Heffling being able to connect on 2 out of 3 of her shots. Going into halftime, the two teams were tied up again, 26-26, with a lot of competition ahead. In addition, Breampton Bay scored her 1,000th point as a Rambler, making her the 27th player to reach the milestone mark. The Ramblers were able to take a manageable lead for the majority of the third quarter. The Ramblers weren't able to connect on the majority of their free throws tonight, going under 50%. However, it didn't stop them from fighting through the rest of the game, leading to their victory at the end. The Ramblers won't be playing at home until January 6th. The next game is on the road at Central Michigan this Saturday at 12 p.m. For the Rambler Sports Locker,
Thanks, Lucas and Chloe.
Loyola athletes have a lot of work to do before they can begin their holiday celebrations, including the track and field team. They will compete in their first indoor invitational of the season.
Run, Rudolph, Santa's going to make it to town on Saturday, December 11th, as the Loyola track and field team competes in their first meet of the season. The Ramblers will be heading down the red line to DePaul University to compete in their first indoor track meet at the Blue Demon Holiday Invitational Saturday. They are led by new head coach Gavin Kennedy, a 13-year coaching veteran who spent his past 8 seasons as an assistant coach at the University of Wisconsin. Kennedy will return to his alma mater, where he broke records in the 1,600 and 1,500 meter events for DePaul. This time, Kennedy will meet the Blue Demons as a Rambler. After the meet, the Ramblers won't be competing again until January of 2022. They will head to the Iowa Hawkeye Invitational as their first meet of the year. They have a long schedule ahead of them, with meets potentially stretching into early June. Some noticeable meets include the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships, March 11th and 12th in Birmingham, Alabama, the first outdoor competition at the Redbird Invitational, April 2nd, and potentially a chance to run at the famous Hayward Field at University of Oregon in Eugene at the NCAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships from June 8th to 11th. So hop on the Holiday L train to Fullerton when the Ramblers compete at DePaul this Saturday. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Lucas Kihmm.
Thanks, Lucas. To stay up to date on all things Rambler sports, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Loyola RSL.
From all of us here at Rambler Sports Locker, happy holidays, and don't forget to turn out the lights.